What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Smackdown review. Pretty much right after Backlash, so we were 2 days after it, and as we kicked off the show, they showed Jinder Mahal pulling up in a limo with other cars following him, pretty much being escorted as the Bollywood boys of the Singh brothers there, pretty much get out the limo or truck, and then pretty much rolled the carpet out for him and opened the limo as he laughed while he was holding the WWE title. Shane McMahon came out. Since Jinder Mahal is the new WWE champion, Randy Orton's going to get his rematch in his hometown of St. Louis.
Sports Entertainment.
Of St. Louis, Missouri. Which, I know they're going to be doing a rematch of Money in the Bank, but every time when I hear somebody about wrestling somebody in their hometown, you kind of know the result of it. And every time in your hometown, you can't win in your home, so it's almost like a writing on the wall, feeling like Orton's already going to lose this match, just because, maybe in some screwy way, but I just kind of feel like he's going to lose just because he's in his hometown and stuff, so that's why. But we'll see. Since he's invoking his rematch clause, Shane McMahon pretty much talked about the 5 participants in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Since it's only a Smackdown pay-per-view and only Smackdown gets main event, we can't go through the whole have both brands on the show for some reason, and they can pick whoever they want to become whoever they want to beat to become the champion. It'll only be a Smackdown thing. And the people that would be in the Smackdown one would be AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler. Kevin Owens came out, but Shane McMahon told him, you are not the 5th participant. The 5th participant was Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke came out, he did his whole entrance, and he just stood there for a minute until Shane pretty much talked about the 5 people there, and Kevin Owens was pretty much pissed that he was showing favoritism, and that Shane McMahon is jealous of him because he couldn't do something that Shane couldn't do at WrestleMania, and that's beat AJ Styles because he beat him on Backlash. At Backlash, I mean. Shane, he pretty much says, made some good points. So you will be the 6th guy. Some people thought it would be Rusev, but I don't know how they're gonna play that into there. Corbin pretty much got the microphone and pretty much told Kevin Owens to shut up. And I guess this is Mike was working, and he says, why don't you grab another one? What's that again? I'll say one thing about the show. There's a lot of microphone issues throughout this whole night. Like, everybody had a mic. Looked like the mic was just bad. Like, we'll get into that later to where it was kind of messed up with audio issues. But Baron Corbin pretty much only lowered the briefcase, and that nobody else had a chance until AJ Styles got on the microphone, says, this is the house that AJ Styles built, and I'm being phenomenal night after night. And he pretty much called Kevin Owens the Eric Cartman of WWE. You have to show off there, the Lone Wolf, the Underdog, and the Rock Star. And it doesn't matter who's in there, you will pretty much climb up and become the WWE champion again. That belonged to him. The title. Sami Zayn pretty much, he didn't come to SmackDown to watch AJ take victory laps. And, Corbin pretty much enjoys a fluke victory and everything. Just the Rudy of the WWE. And, some about good playing garbage or whatever. But Sami Zayn pretty much say, I'd be happy to kick Corbin in the face again. And let's not wait till Money in the Bank then. Ziggler pretty much interrupted him, says that everyone in here has never held that briefcase. I've won it, I've cashed it, and I'll do it again. Shinsuke pretty much got on the microphone, even though some people think that probably they should not let him talk and just be quiet and be a silent badass, which something they messed up with Roman Reigns. He got on the microphone and he says, in case you're unaware who I am Shinsuke Nakamura, and soon to be called Mr. Money in the Bank. Sometimes it's a little hard to understand Shinsuke though sometimes, but Shane pretty much says, tensions are high, so tonight, here's what it's going to be. Zayn versus Corbin, and tag team match AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. So it was a good segment to kick off the show and everything. Focus on Money in the Bank. Now, somebody had this argument with me tonight, and this has to do with the Royal Rumble too. I think I like the better when there used to be qualifying matches. Like, you would actually earn your shot to be in Money in the Bank or the Royal Rumble. Because Royal Rumble, you can just say, I'm in the Royal Rumble and you're in. Money in the Bank, we just name who's in it. I would like to, if we're going to fill out, 4 weeks of TV time, we could just have qualifying matches to determine who's going to be in the Money in the Bank match. And that would have made a lot more sense. But hey, if we're going to name them all in, somehow they'll figure this out, I bet. Charlotte and Becky Lynch went against Carmella and Natalya. Naomi was by ringside, so is Tamina and James Ellsworth. I know they made some deal recently, so during the commercial break, it's still a commercial and the ads are still playing, and I didn't notice because I wasn't paying attention to the screen when it hit the commercial. There's a side-by-side, then they went back to that, so the match is still playing on while the commercials play. You just can't get any audio from it. It pretty much ended up with Becky hitting the disarmer on Carmella for the win, so she got her win back after she lost Sunday, and I don't know, 50-50 booking pretty much, even Steven 50-50 booking, so that's 50-50 booking with everybody. Sami Zayn went against Baron Corbin. Sami Zayn immediately won in a few seconds with a roll-up, and since he beat Corbin pretty much started beating him up everywhere. He hit him in the back of the chair, he took him pretty much into the over the barricade and threw him up top of the just lifted up and knocked him under the one part of the barricade near the production area, and then he pretty much threw him back near the barricade or near the ring, and he started elbowing him in the face repeated times. He missed some of those. And they pretty much had a stretcher come out and bring out Sami Zayn. Corbin had to get some type of heat back on him, I guess, since he lost on Sunday and lost tonight. It wasn't really that bad of a beatdown that it really needed a stretcher, in my opinion, but I guess it was okay for what it was, so I guess they got to still build it somehow. Don't get me wrong, I did like the match Sunday. I was there and everything, even though it was 90% of Baron Corbin kicking the crap out of Sami Zayn, and Sami just getting them, a Luva kick out of nowhere. AJ Styles and Shinsuke were talking in the back. AJ pretty much told about not going to work the tag match, and he told we faced each other before, Japan, everywhere, even though they can't say Wrestle Kingdom 10 from the year before in 2016. That was probably one of the matches of the year, because they can't say that. And everything before they even made it to even came here to WWE, they did that. I'm sure everybody's seen the Intercontinental title, IWGP Intercontinental title match. Those two, that was a match of the year candidate last year. But he told him, like, hey, this is the house that AJ Styles built, and just follow his lead pretty much. But Shinsuke told him that I will be Mr. Money in the Bank, and I will climb the ladder and turn AJ's house into a playground. Some say this may be the final night of the Fashion Police segment, and Shane McMahon was in backstage and found all this office full of, fashion file stuff, and Shane didn't know what's going on. Fandango and Breeze pretty much had a box, talked about with the commissioner, hey, shave your mustache. And they were resigning, they returned all their gear in, they gave them their guns, so you guys know you're not real cops, right? They said guns, water guns pretty much. And Shane pretty much said, you already proved that you belong here. So tonight, singles match. Tyler Breeze versus Jey Uso one-on-one. So at least they would get something. They're still going to continue this feud pretty much. The Punjabi celebration happened as they pretty much had the drummers come out. I don't know how celebrations are really done in India, but the Bollywood boys there came out, and Jinder came out then. He had a full entrance. There were a lot of dancers everywhere, and once they finished the dance thing, Jinder pretty much talked about India has won, and he talked about you can shower me with your hatred as people booed him and stuff, but the 1.3 billion people celebrating India that I'm the WWE champion, and you know, you hate me because I talk different, I look different, but there's a lack of belief that, you know, I am the champion right now, and Randy Orton, I took him down, and he pretty much said he's the greatest WWE champion of all time, himself, Jinder, which is just hard to even put that in a sentence, really. It's not even believable. And he pretty much spoke to his people in his language of Punjabi, and there was a big pyro celebration, everything. You know, I was surprised when we see a lot of these championship celebrations. There's usually an interference, or I'm thinking somebody's gonna come up and mess up the whole thing. So we saw no Randy Orton tonight. There was no Orton on this show, so it was surprising to see him. Jinder's promo was alright, even though I believe I do see what people keep saying there's something wrong with his voice. I don't know if he has a cold in that, but I did kind of understand his voice was breaking when he was talking. And I know WWE's doing their best, like really trying to sell hard on this whole Jinder thing. I don't know, he's supposed to be a big thing in India since they have that India, you know, deal and stuff. And you know how he spoke about the whole thing with them TNA, how TNA's been pretty much on the India thing already, but now WWE's trying to bank on it now. You know, they probably already have, but now they want to bank on it again. But I don't know, Jinder's promo was alright. The whole celebration thing was whatever, pretty much in my opinion. And they did a lot for me. They did a lot. The WWE really are pushing this hard with him trying to make this guy legit. But it's just, it's like I said before, man, many times, this ain't believable. And you know, like I said, when I was in that arena, I think it was 60% boos and maybe 40% cheers. I don't know how it came across on TV, maybe, but you know, I heard it was a lot of boos to what somebody told me. So I guess we can give it time still. I don't know. It's just, I know Randy Orton was boring and stuff as champion, but like I said, it's like I said before, you can't build a guy up in 4 weeks after he's lost 7 months. Like, you know, you pretty much put the title on a jobber, pretty much. And you know, when I saw that thing on Talking Smack with him and Mojo, not Talking Smack, whatever was the after show on Sunday. So 2 jobbers are going to fight for the title. Okay, that's hilarious. And Mojo hasn't wrestled in how many weeks now? And you expect me to leave this guy to go redo this feud after, what? They had Gronk involved at a pre-show on WrestleMania. And now they're fighting for the World Championship. It's like somebody told me, yeah, AJ Styles was going for a mid-card title. And you got 2 jobbers fighting for the World Championship on TV. What the fuck's going on around Smackdown? Maybe I do believe Vince is trying to sabotage the show on purpose, maybe. That's what I feel like. So I don't know. Maybe we can give this time, but they're trying their best. I'll give them that. They really are trying their best to push this guy and everything since they gotta get the deal in the Indian market. I know somebody told me there was a lot of acne on his back, so some people think that may be from steroids. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so but something ain't right about that there. Anyways, Tyler Breeze wing is Jey Uso. Jay got in the mic and said, "We already beat you chumps at Backlash." And Fandango pretty much sprayed him with a squirt gun. And Breeze got the roll-up pin and won. By the way, we saw a lot of quick pins on this show, too. But this is a post-show. I guess I can understand. Fandango then went against Jimmy Uso, which that match went quick also since Breeze was putting on the grandma suit again. And Fandango got the roll-up. And he said, and once again, their mics started breaking up then when they wanted a rematch then. He says, "Why the long faces?" And they have to keep getting a different microphone in. Why the long faces? And you know what? We're going to do it right now. Title match. So, rematch from Sunday. Usos versus Breezango versus Tag Team Championships. And they did that whole commercial thing, which was a pretty good match. Some of the segment was funny, though. I'll give it that. I guess you got to mix comedy and maybe making Breezango like a serious threat. But the finish of this was Fandango. He did hit the leg drop on Jimmy Uso, but pretty much had the blind tag, and the other Uso went for the splash, pretty much retained the tag team championships then. So I don't know if they will move on the Usos from this, because I don't know if Breezango's faced them 2 times. So it wasn't all that long of a match, but I guess the Usos will be going, somebody may be just going against someone else next. Maybe the New Day if they ever show up on TV. American Alpha just disappeared off the face of the earth and is nowhere to be found now, really. Shane McMahon was in the back as Natalya pretty much talked about she wanted a title shot until Becky, Tamina, and Charlotte came in, and they all wanted title shots. And Charlotte says the only reason why this welcoming committee is here is because of me and stuff. So Shane McMahon set a fatal 5-way match, and whoever wins this match will get a shot at the title at Money in the Bank. So Charlotte, Becky, Tamina, Natalya, and Carmella, fatal 5-way next week. #1 contenders spot to see who would be, like I said, #1 contender for the title. I'm messing my words up right there. Main event time, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens. There was a lot of time they filled in this whole match. I'll say that. There was a lot of filling time, because even I looked when the match started, like, wow, this is going to be a real long one. So, the crowd looked like they were into it, I think, at some points, but I think they lost interest until they kind of got near the end. Because it wasn't a bad match or anything, but even I kind of started to zone out a little when watching this match. Kind of through the middle part of it, because I was like, wow, this is a really long match. But they kind of woke up in the end once AJ got the tag, and then Nakamura got the tag back and started hitting kicks out there then. And when Styles tried to do a Styles Clash on Owens, Ziggler pretty much super kicked them. Nakamura did a roundhouse kick, and then Nakamura pretty much did the Kinshasa on Kevin Owens and won the match. And AJ and Kevin Owens won. So it was a long way to drown out the rest of the 30 minutes. That pretty much they went nearly the whole 30 minutes to the end of the show. So that's what happened there. And pretty much Nakamura and AJ did a stare down after that, and they did a fist bump. I wouldn't even say I wouldn't say the same fist bump from Wrestle Kingdom, but in a way, kind of how they did that. And they pretty much did a stare down with both of each other. I don't know when these two have a match with each other, which would most likely be a 5-star classic, really. But you know, they pretty much looked at the Money in the Bank briefcase high, and they pretty much closed the show. There's not a lot to say from the show other than matches trying to be made for Money in the Bank, and where this thing will hold lead with Jinder, other than the participants and who's in the match. And still haven't seen Rusev yet, so maybe I'm going to see that, going to play that in there or something. Tag teams, yeah, the Brazango thing was a little bit fun, so it was a little nice touch. The women, somehow, they got to stop this welcoming committee thing. I still think it's not going anywhere, so hey, that's my opinion. And the gender celebration, I just think it was what it was. But they did, WWE did their best to go all out with it. But, you know, I don't know where Randy Orton was tonight, but he wasn't there. But, hey, that's my review of Smackdown. Check out my live reactions of Backlash and review for it. Also check out my reviews for Raw and NXT TakeOver Chicago. But, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And, hey, subscribe.